Hey there, rodeo fans. Cassie Soto here. NFR at 3:45 is brought to you by Las Vegas Motor Speedway, home to the Pennzoil 400 and South Point 400 NASCAR races. It's day 2 of the 2020 National Finals Rodeo, and joining us today is 8-time NFR qualifier and Texas native steer wrestler Matt Reeves. Matt, you've got us in your barn or something. How's everything going? You good over there in Texas?
It's good. It's kind of nice. I get to stay at some friends' place here while we're at the rodeo. And so it's a little different than just staying at the stalls out there in Vegas. But it's good. It's cool here today. You got to wear a coat or a vest or something right now, but it's good.
Well, Matt, you entered this year's NFR #1 in the world standings. You're competing in another NFR, as I said, 8-time qualifier. And now you're just 2 hours away from your hometown of Cross Plains, Texas. You just said you're staying at a friend's house. How are you taking in everything this year?
It's good. It's nice to be close to home. By the time you get all the way to Arlington, it's generally maybe 3 hours from the house with traffic and things like that, but it's really good. It's much different. The building does not have the feel of the Thomas and Mack. I don't think anybody's ever going to tell you it does. It's big, it's open, it's just not the same. It doesn't have the rest of it that you have at different times out there, and it's not necessarily the standard feel, but it was a good rodeo last night. It went off well, and we're going from there.
Well, that was my next question for you, Matt. Are you missing Las Vegas just a little bit yet?
I don't gamble, so it doesn't really bother me all that much. I miss it in the fact of the things you don't think about doing. I'm not with my family because we're supposed to be in a bubble, so I'm not around them. I'm just staying in my trailer. You're not supposed to be going out. It kind of stinks to not go eat somewhere along and things, and to kind of just stay alone. So there's a lot of things that you just don't think about that are standard deals you do every day in life that you can't right now. So that part of it, I'm missing the normalcy that it always had out there.
Well, I understand, Matt, that you are the steer wrestler director on the PRCA board. And we know that the PRCA were the ones who made the decision to move the NFR from Las Vegas to Texas this year to be able to have fans in there, get some money for you guys, some revenue coming in. What was it like for you being on that side of things, both a contestant, but also on the board? How was it talking to contestants to just assure them that this year's NFR would go off without a hitch, but that their safety was of utmost importance this year?
I think that's been a hard question of late. Everyone seems very worried about, well, why don't they get to compete? Why, if they tested positive but didn't have symptoms, why aren't they getting to compete? Well, it's just the way the rules worked. We all read them, we all signed them, and sometimes we have to look at it that way and go from there. The option to move it was we need fans. We need people in the seats to make it pay, and money talks. And that's kind of the way that works. So moving it to get paid the same didn't really bother anybody any. So that part was easy. But keeping their safety and keeping everybody going, it's a hot issue. It's kind of like talking politics right now. So you don't talk religion and politics at the dinner table, and it's kind of on the same boat right now.
And you don't talk it in the chutes, do you either, Matt?
No. It's wow. It's been a very stressful situation getting ready for it, being with the board and you know, the PRCA basically putting it on instead of Las Vegas Events putting it on. So it's new to all of them, and there's a lot of newness to everyone that's involved. And so a lot of things I think that were just standard and easy and simple weren't necessarily thought of because they were just normal. They were just a standard deal you did every year. But if you haven't done it, you didn't think of it. So I think we had a few growing pains, but like I say, I thought it went off well last night. I think everybody's settling in, and hopefully it'll just get better as we go.
Yeah, you've got 9 more days to figure it out, Matt. So you guys are all good. But what are you hearing from contestants now that you do have a day under your belt? What are some of the protocols? You mentioned sort of a bubble. What are those protocols that they're having the contestants, adhere to make sure that you can go on the rest of these 9 days?
So we got started and we all had a COVID test to start with. Everyone that's on the floor, the camera people, the stock contractors, flankmen, the people pushing, running the gates, the whole 9 yards. So all the production, all crew, all the contestants as a crew, the horse handlers, anybody that's on the floor had to be COVID tested. All of the people that are there are in your bubble. So your companions that are in the room with you are all in the bubble. There's random tests every day that you get an email the day before about noon, and you have to show up the next morning to get tested. And you have to go from there. So those are the things that we kind of have to do. Everybody has to wear a mask kind of all the time, except when you're back in the box, that you need to have your mask on. Some people are highly irritated by it, but those people probably also don't want to win $3,000 for winning the round. They still want to win $26,000 for winning the round. So, I mean, the price of the mask is pretty cheap compared to that part of it. So I think everybody has come to grips with, we're willing to do the things we have to do to make the money.
Well, wishing you the best of luck, Matt. Stay safe, stay healthy, win some money this week. How about that?
Yeah, it'll be a better night tonight.
Once again, that was steer wrestler Matt Reeves. NFR at 3:45 is sponsored by Las Vegas Motor Speedway, bringing you NASCAR and NHRA for more than 25 years. We will be bringing you daily special contestant interviews every day at 3:45, so be sure to tune in with us. You can also get daily highlight videos and photo galleries at reviewjournal.com/NFR. I'm your host, Cassie Soto. We'll see you tomorrow.